Hi, this is Richard Chamberlain, and welcome back to the Protecting Your Family's Future podcast. This is episode number 139. Today, we're going to be starting a mini series on mistakes to avoid in your estate planning. And today, we're going to be talking about not naming the right people as trustees of your trust. Now, when you create a trust, you're going to, if it's a revocable living trust, you're going to name yourself as the initial trustee of the trust. You're going to be in charge of managing the assets that you put in your trust. If you become incapacitated, you're going to need to have successor trustees who are going to be responsible for managing the assets of the trust and using them to take care of you and your dependents. When you pass away, you'll need to have successor trustees named in the trust to manage the assets of the trust, to sell any assets that need to be sold, pay final bills, expenses, taxes, and then distribute the assets to the beneficiaries. So those two roles are similar, but they're different. And some of the mistakes we see people make come from naming the wrong people in those roles. First of all, you don't have to name the same people as your successor trustees at incapacity as your successor trustees when you pass away. The roles are different, the responsibilities are different, and you should be picking the people who are best suited to do each role. So, for example, in the incapacity trustee, they are going to be responsible for managing things on a day to day, week to week, month to month basis, paying your bills ongoing for an indeterminate amount of time. And it's going to require somebody who is on top of managing the checkbook, managing the assets. And the closer they are to you, the better, because they're going to need to be involved on a regular basis. So choosing somebody who lives 500 miles away from you makes it a little bit challenging for them as compared to somebody who lives across town or half an hour away or something like that. So proximity helps. Obviously, somebody who is going to be responsible and organized and can keep track of things is going to be very important as well. Now, another issue or mistake that we see some people make is thinking that they need to name their children in birth order because the oldest should be first. That can be a mistake because that might not be the best order for people to serve in. Your oldest child may not be the best one to do it. You may have a younger child, your second or third or however many, who is a CPA, and they would be a fantastic person to do it. And you don't want to be stuck with, well, that's the age, and we're going to go with age order. You also want to be aware that choosing them to serve together as co-trustees may not be a good idea. So having some idea that if the three of them are serving together, then they will have to work it out can be disastrous. Because if they don't all get along, then nothing will get done. So trying to be fair and trying to not leave anybody out and trying to do it the way everybody thinks it should be done is not the way that you should do it. You need to look at the individuals that you're choosing as the successor trustees and make sure that they are going to be the right ones to do it. They have the right skills, they have the right temperament, they have the right organization. Obviously, you want to choose somebody who is honest. So having the right people in the right role and serving in the right order is very important. So as you're thinking about designing your trust or updating your trust, you want to make sure that you're choosing the right people as your successor trustees. Think about the role that you're putting them in, either trustee at incapacity or trustee at death. Think about each individual's abilities and personalities, how they all get along together, and then come up with a plan that's going to be right for you and for them. So I hope that's helpful for you today. Join us next week. We'll be talking about the second mistake that you want to avoid in designing your estate plan. I hope to see you again next week. Thanks.